I think the Dallas Mavericks, in my opinion, might not be screwed after all, and I just think they might be good after all, right? Um, and it's not because Anthony Davis just came back today. I genuinely think that the Dallas Mavericks have a bright future ahead of them, right? And we all know what happened a month ago, or actually like 2 months ago. The big, the biggest trade in NBA history happened with Luka Doncic going to the Los Angeles Lakers. And I'm not trying to make this about Luka Doncic, but you kind of have to because he was so big and pivotal for the Mavs' success in the future. What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to the video. And today I'm just going to be talking about the Dallas Mavericks and why I believe they still have a bright future, even after the Luka trade and even after how their season has turned out to be ever since losing up their franchise guy in Luka Doncic. But without further ado, please like, please subscribe. I'm trying to do a lot of content, and I'm trying to be more consistent, so I will be. Playoffs are coming soon. Um, and this is just a wonderful time to subscribe, get some free content. It's free to subscribe. It's simple. But anyways, let's get on with the video. So yeah, the Dallas Mavericks. The reason why I think like they're fine as a franchise is because they do have Kyrie Irving still, right? I know he tore his ACL, and ACL injuries are huge, right? They're huge, and people do have some concerns. Will Kyrie Irving still be that same type of player? And my thing is, I think he will be. I think Kyrie Irving is that type of dude that even with an ACL injury, he'll still put similar production. And I think this team has a lot of depth. People ignore depth and they always go with the stars. And do have the star players. And while I do agree, having the best players in the league, like a Giannis, like a Luka, like a LeBron, like a Steph, like an Ant Edwards, Shea, the list can go all Nikola Jokic, you do want those kind of players. I think the Dallas Mavericks do have solid players. You got Anthony Davis, who is probably your best player on your team now. You got Kyrie Irving, who can drop 30 any given night. You do have Anthony Davis, who can drop 30 any given night. You got PJ Washington, who is a really good role player and knows how to play some really good defense. He can be a good scorer for you. He can shoot spot up threes. Very good player, very big guy, very big when it came to the playoffs last season. So you got PJ Washington. And then you got Klay Thompson, who has been in these high pressure situations. He knows when to rise. I get it. He's not the same Klay Thompson like he was on the Warriors, but he's still a good shooter, and you still have to respect him from three. And then you also have some young talent on this team, right? Jaden Hardy, I think he can be really good for the Mavericks for the future. Solid player. You did lose Q Dot, who's playing really, really good. When I mean by Q Dot, his name is Quentin Grimes. You did lose him. He's balling on the 76ers. But to be honest, I don't think Quentin Grimes is doing what he's doing on the Sixers on the Mavericks. I just don't. I think his role is different there. But he's still a really good player. And then, the Mavericks, they do have Spencer Dinwiddie. I don't think he's a fantastic player, but I do think he's a okay guy. He can drop like maybe 10, 15 points. I think he will be shipped this offseason. And then who else? Oh yeah, Najee Marshall and Max Christie. Terrific wing players they have. Max Christie, I think, very good contract he's on. I think he was a steal in that Lakers trade, to the Mavericks in the Luka Doncic trade. Very good player to get. And Najee Marshall, his shooting is not perfect, but he can still play good defense. He can still finish around the rim. Still a really good player. I think Brandon Williams is someone that maybe the Mavericks might sign to give them some depth. And look, I just think my point I'm just making here, guys, and I know I'm rambling a little bit, but I think the Dallas Mavericks have solid players, right? And I think, before we all get on the train of fire Nico, you suck, all these Mavericks fans that are saying, like, get rid of him, all the kill Nico chants, like, which are ridiculous in any given stance. I think we need to chill on this. I think we got to let this play out. We got to let's see how Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving in a healthy season next season can play. They're not super, super old. Anthony Davis is only 32 years old. I get it. That's pretty old. but it's not bad. Kyrie Irving, he's like 31, 34, 33 years old, right? You still got some good years with them. Klay Thompson is still a great player. He's still a good player. Um, I think this team can draft well. They still have their pick. And hey, look, if they want to go and trade for a Kobe White or, to get another guard, or they can go, you know, trade another like wing, they could. You know, I forgot to mention Daniel Gafford as a backup center could be phenomenal for them. Like you have Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford, two fantastic centers, and Anthony Davis can finally play his role as being a forward. He's a really good power forward player. He wanted to play that on the Lakers. I remember when Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins were dominating on the Pelicans. Anthony Davis is a good center, but he's a fantastic power forward. And I think the Mavericks defense is going to be insane next season. Now, my expectation for them this season, I think it's a lost season right now. Obviously Anthony Davis coming back. Bring the Mavs fans, whoever attends the games and watches the games, to see, a good player in Anthony Davis. But I don't think Mavs fans should expect that much from the season. You don't have Kyrie Irving. If I were the Mavericks, I would be tanking, but I guess they don't want to tank. They want to play it out. And, you got to respect them. Not many teams have that mentality of tanking, so I respect that from the Dallas Mavericks. I respect that from the fans. But yeah, I think they can be a good team. And look, I think this season they're probably going to be fighting for a playing spot. They will be. And in a do or die game, do I take the Mavericks? Probably not, because I think the Kings are really good. I think the Suns, as dysfunctional as they are pretty good this season. I think the Clippers are better than them. I think the Timberwolves are better than them. I think the Warriors. I think the Warriors are going to make the playoffs. But if, let's just say they are, I'm taking all those teams before the Mavericks. But I think if I'm the Mavericks this season, you have your core and Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving. They just need to be healthy next season. Derek Lively, future of the Mavericks. And just get healthy next season, run it back, see if it works. If it works out, if it doesn't, you're kind of screwed because you don't own your draft picks until 2031. You don't own them. I think you have to I think I think it's like not. Yeah, they don't own their first round pick, so you don't have that. You can't draft. So they have to nail this draft. And look, I think this draft is a good draft. So maybe the Mavericks get someone that can be pivotal for their franchise. Y'all let me know in the comments what you guys think. I think the Dallas Mavericks are fine. I guess I'm one of the minorities that think they're gonna be fine. But I get it. I get it from Mavs fans that you lose Luka Doncic, big player, meant a lot to the Mavs fans. I think his jersey should be retired there. 5 All NBA first teams, a trip to the NBA Finals, Western Conference Finals, MVP. Did a lot for them, but at the end of the day, it's a results based league, and I felt like the Mavericks, I guess, thought that wasn't good enough. But y'all let me know in the comments. It's been your boy Slashing Got Next. I'm out. Peace.